You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Crisis After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Crisis After Show.
Excellent choice, Steven.
Yeah.
We love
Never
the
can
music.
figure out a song every week.
Yeah, can you guys tweet us a song? We need a song to like open up Crisis with. We need something dramatic and fun. Like we really need you guys to give us what we need. So anyway, hey everyone, we're here at the AFTERBUZZ show for Crisis. It's season 1, episode 6. Here he comes. I am your host, Stacy Ike, and I'm here with my lovely co-host. Introduce yourself, Dollface.
And I'm Courtney Tezeno. And we are ready to give you a lot of juicy stuff today. We were a little confused this episode.
I won't lie, yes. This was that episode that it was just like really crazy and dramatic, and we paused it like at least 5 times. We were like, what's going on? Wait, what did he say? Wait, who's he with? And
yeah, but that means it's a good show.
Exactly.
A lot of drama.
Yes.
So.
I hope you guys felt the same way, because we definitely, had some notes where we were like, we wonder what the audience is thinking about this. We wonder what you guys have to say, because we had our moments, but we need you guys to comment. So make sure you tweet at both of us.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TezNose. That's T-E-Z, nose.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at OneTakeStay. So we'd love for you guys to tweet us throughout the show, and we will catch up with you either tomorrow or next Sunday. So make sure you tweet at us.
Yep, hashtag Crisis on NBC.
Yes, because we gotta keep in touch with you. So let's get started.
Yep. Alrighty, so we will start with Dunn.
Yes, Agent Susan Dunn, my girl. She's my girl. This week, she brought it. I was like, yeah, girl, you better bring them tears. Yeah.
Okay, she was a little emotional this week.
But emotion was good.
But for a good reason.
Yes,
because we've been seeing her, she's so uptight and just like career-oriented, which is great.
Yeah.
But she kind of broke down that wall finally, and we're seeing the more emotional side, and I think that's because she's more comfortable with her partner.
Right.
And she's starting to see that, hey, I'm a mom.
And I think it's also because she knows the truth, or like at least he knows the truth. And so she's able to be like, hey, like I'm actually feeling bad about the fact that my daughter's there, but I'm not actually her mom, or whatever the case is. And I don't think she would have been able to do that if he didn't know. So I think this episode was really fun because at least personally, I've been saying that I want Agent Dunn to get a little less sassy and a little more, open up and just be a little bit more trustworthy. She's still working on it, but this was a really good way to see her in her element.
This broke the ice.
Yeah, definitely. So we saw a few tears here and there. We saw a few pauses. I love how Finley would call her out every time. He was like, what's going on with you? Like, you're pausing, you're acting weird. I'm like, she's feeling.
Exactly.
That's what she's
finally
doing.
feeling. Their relationship is growing, and it's so cute because it's like, oh, finally Dunn has a partner. So that's so cool. But now I'm starting to see that side of her that it's a little weird. Like, she doesn't know how to feel as a mother. And she even says that in the show. She's just like, I don't know what I would do for my kid. Because, like, I'm not a kid. I'm not even a good aunt.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I loved that line because it was so honest of her. It would be crazy if and what she said was like, it would be a lie if I told you guys, like, I know how to handle this. Because she doesn't. Like, she doesn't even, I don't know. I wonder what her relationship with Amber is at all. Like, are they not anything?
I don't think they're anything.
That's crazy.
I know, because she hadn't really seen her sister in years, which means she hadn't seen the child. Like, I think the first episode, that was her first time even seeing her. Because remember, she's like, let me finally see her. So,
oh, man. This is really hard for Susan. Yeah. I'm surprised she, like, hasn't dropped it. But this episode this episode we definitely saw that Susan Dunn was, like, ready to drop the case. And Agent Finley was like, look, we're not having it. Like, I'm going to be here for you, this and that. So, like I said, I think it's awesome that she finally opened up and said, hey, like, I know you want to be my partner, so here's a partner moment. Be there for me. And he's
being there.
He's proven it.
And I love that he is able to keep the job as the focus, but then also cater to the need that she is a person. And that's something Dunn doesn't really do for him. Like, she's very much like, we have to do the case. Yeah. And he's like, look, how are you going? How's everything going with you? How you feeling? This, that, and the other. So I think that's like, he's playing a really good role as a partner. They balance each other.
I know you guys saw when Agent Dunn got those crazy anonymous text messages. So that was kind of the moment that I was like, okay, like we saw it in the preview last week and I wasn't really sure how I was going to go. I was thinking
Francis.
Francis, yeah, of course. But we come to find out that it's Amber's biological father. And that kind of made me mad because I'm like, and what was interesting is that he said, what do you think he wants? Finley asked her, and he said, if it's the same guy that I, had a child with, then he wants to trade in misery for money. And I thought, that really stung me because I was like, man, like
I would love to hear the story of like how they met or like that whole dynamic. Like, I wonder if they'll kind of incorporate him into the show.
Yeah, hashtag flashback moment.
Yep, hashtag.
Definitely. Yes. Yes.
So I don't really know about much more about that.
I just want to figure out, because his name is Joel, and I want to figure, like, I was wondering what you guys think too, but why is he trying to get in the mix? Like, because she now knows like who it is. It's this stupid, scary text message. It's supposed to freak her out, whatever. But him saying that, as long as she finds out who it is, like, I'm trying to figure out how he's going to get what he wants. Like, is he going to use it? Like, she knows she's Amber's mom too. That was a stupid, I know you're Amber's mom. Well, so do I. Like, so what are you trying to do with that information?
Exactly. What's his goal for it? Like, did he see the news and he sees like, oh, Amber's missing or whatever the case is? Like, I don't know what he would actually want.
Right.
Like, how does that? I think this is something completely separate from the case that'll like kind of keep the season going outside of just crisis of it being about the kids and CIA and FBI.
I think what would be interesting is with that situation, we'll probably see way more of Dunn, not necessarily in her emotional state, but just as her person state, because we haven't seen a lot of her. Yeah, we've seen her a lot as an agent, as a professional, as somebody who's just not even like trying to have a partner. And so I think this will open up some wounds for her that Finley can continue to be there for her. And like I said, I would love for them to get together, but that's just me.
I don't know about that.
But that's just me.
No, I'm not feeling that one.
I think it would be fun.
Let's stick to business, please.
Look, oh my God. The more the show grows and the better they become friends, like the more I'm like, yes, I'm feeling this relationship. Do it. I mean, I'm probably wrong. I would love to see what you guys think.
This is crisis. This is not no love affair waiting to happen.
It happens. Like, don't you see?
It does.
But that would be an interesting play. I'm just saying. But you're probably right. It'd be awkward if like they actually started dating and then like their boss saw like
we're partners and then on the side we're like smooching. Yeah. That's
but I'm just saying it happens on so many different ways. I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked, but that's just me. I hope in like 10 episodes it comes up and I can be like, told you.
Okay, then you can say told you, because I'm not feeling that at all. Like, this is about the case. This is not about us. Because what if they have a bad... Look, we're getting to it.
I know. We're getting wrapped up
all
in
these predictions.
Yeah. I know. My bad. We'll talk about predictions in a second, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on to Francis versus Widener.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
Like, basically this episode we kind of see that Widener is not like this person helping the case. He's actually kind of evil.
Like,
I don't know if you guys
sure. Yeah.
No, I really feel like he is kind of, I don't know, like he's working for the CIA, but he's actually working against the CIA in my opinion. I don't know what you're thinking.
Like I said, when we were in the screening room, I said, like, wait, so Widener knows? Because you guys saw in the episode, Widener basically told Meg, hey, like, I know who the kidnapper is, and gave Francis's name up. How are you so comfortable knowing who it is, but you're not doing anything? Like, I feel like if you know exactly who it is, you should be tackling this.
But see, I think he is doing something about it. It's just we don't know yet. I think if he were to tell too many people, everyone would go against.
That's true.
Everyone would go against what actually needs to be done to stop Francis. So maybe he knows something we don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm really waiting to find out what Widener's like secret plan is and how that's going to unravel. Because in maybe the 4th or 5th episode when we saw him have a relationship with, Francis's wife.
Talk about that. Yep.
That was probably like, hey, I know who you are. I know you sent me here, but you know what? Since you sent me here, I'm going to be with your girl.
And I thought that was interesting.
I'm going to do that on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
For him to know that it's Francis and for him to still mess with his wife.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, you thought you were setting me in a trap, but I got you.
But really, I'm with your girl and I'm okay with that.
And I'm getting what I want.
Exactly. Ooh, Francis, you better look out. Francis
knows.
Out.
I think Francis knows that Widener knows, and he's not as sneaky as he thinks he is. Everyone else is kind of running around crazy, but Widener.
What's the point of that? Like, what are they doing?
I think they're at odds again. Remember last week? I think they're best friends. Like, we kept saying, oh, maybe it's the wife that is his best friend. That's how the relationship happened. But I think they're good friends, and something. But
now they have a terrible relationship.
Yes, now they have a terrible relationship because at the beginning of Crisis, you remember at Beth Ann's birthday party. Something's happening. We just don't know the complete backstory about it, and I think that they're against each other, and that's kind of causing more of a crisis.
I think the problem, I think the fact that they're against each other, yet that's involving the FBI, the CIA, some hostage kids, the president. I mean, why? I think you guys could go play pool and figure that out. Like, no, I think it could be a little, have a beer offer or whatever guys do. I don't know. Like, really? We're going to have a whole...
Put
you know what I mean?
Everyone in our drama.
Exactly. Like it would be really crazy if like the season ended and it was like, you know, Widener and Francis like duel off and like, not actually duel off, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I
just mean
duel.
like, if we realize that it dwindles down to just those two, that would really like kind of make me mad. Because I'd be like, you put all these kids at risk. I don't understand. So.
I mean, but in a show like this, you have to have that dynamic. I think the dynamic with the sisters is awesome.
True.
They're kind of working against each other. And then I think this one, best friends, but still against each other. That's the crazy thing about all of this.
I think it's funny because, well, actually, I don't think it's funny because Widener opened up with Meg about what's going on, which incriminates her because now she has this information, which if we know Meg well enough, she's not going to give it up to her sister, which is such a problem for me because it's like, you're supposed to be helping. Like, you're not.
Like, she's completely working against the case. And I think she's doing it because she really thinks that she can get Amber back.
As we see later on.
I don't think she's doing anything but hurting herself in this situation.
Right.
So, I don't know, Meg.
I guess it's just interesting because her original reason to even talk to Widener was like, hey, I want to find out how I'm involved in this. That means she must know that she's done some dirty work in the past.
Oh, we see that she's done some dirty work.
And she knew it, and she came, instead of telling her sister, she went to Widener, which is just making the situation even more, you know, hostile and just kind of ridiculous. So she goes to her Widener and she says, hey, like, how am I involved? He tells her about this drug that her company paid for these soldiers, which is where I got a little confused because I'm like, wait, what happened? Who died? Like, who's doing what?
Well, what happened is her company made a pill that basically made these soldiers like unemotional.
Yeah. So they could keep fighting.
So they could keep fighting. They're going through this training, and these pills are helping them feel no emotion as they're killing these civilians. So these soldiers, they said that the soldiers knew exactly what they were doing.
They just didn't care.
The pills just made them
and that's
feel
what I'm saying.
nothing.
Like, Meg had to have, like, I'm not saying she knew it when she gave it away, but I'm saying when she found out what she was giving it away to, she should have stopped it then. And I think she definitely knows what was going on.
Yeah, I think she was kind of already too deep at that point. It's just like, this has already happened because she finds out that her company's involved through her lover.
Right.
Or through
Jonas.
Yes, through Jonas. So she sees this video and she's just like,
you can't show me this. This is how and
exactly.
And this, I mean, we can quickly transition into Jonas and just saying, like, I was really happy to see him back in the episode because I'd missed him and I didn't know what was going to happen after he had his issue with, you know, with Francis. And so I was like, okay, hopefully he's still alive. Like, what's going on? So we see him here, and it really upset me when Meg sold him out. Really.
It upset me. It upset me too.
It really got me.
And I think that just shows her character. She is willing to do anything. She will she will sabotage her sister, her lover. Like, and then at the end we see she's so like hurt about it.
Yeah.
You are sitting up
I'm
there
like, you're not that hurt. You actually didn't have to give him up.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that. I mean, I'm sure there's a benefit, but it's like for her, like, she keeps thinking like if she does these like secret things, her daughter will come back. And I'm just saying, like, Meg, they're using you. They are using you, and
everyone's being used.
And it's easier for her. Yeah.
It honestly just shows how selfish people can be just to get what they need to get. That's just the crazy part about this whole show. Everybody is being used by Francis.
Yeah.
Francis is, in the end, getting exactly what he wants.
Right.
Everyone to, you know, get his whole mastermind plan. But they're all just like stomping on each other just to get to the kids.
Again, this goes back to how we were talking, you know, the first couple episodes. Like, this is their kids. Like, we're not moms. So but I'm thinking like, okay, if I'm a mom.
You can put yourself in their shoes.
If you do, you really start understanding like, okay, maybe they're not as evil. This is literally life or death for them.
Oh, yeah.
As it should be. And so it's hard because as a character, Meg annoys the crap out of me. But as a mom, hats off. Like, so it's
she's doing it for Amber.
Yeah, she's doing it.
Only Amber knew. Kids don't even know how much their parents do for them.
Oh, that's a good moment. Like, dang, thanks, Mom. Yeah.
Wait, no, really, thanks, Mom.
No, but really, Yeah, no, that's serious. But in this, you really do see like Meg's, and even like the dummy house that was used, the parent mission that was really secretly used this episode, which was really interesting.
That threw me off.
That was really like in the cut, and like it just happened, and we moved on. I'm like, wait, another parent got used. Like, what happened?
No, and that I think it's becoming less obvious that he's using people, and it's more focus is being put on the FBI and the CIA.
The situation between
them,
and
then Francis, we're getting more like into him because he's a mess. Like, I honestly am annoyed by Francis. Like, he is like the fly on the wall that you cannot kill. He hears everything, he sees everything. He's
Don't get me started. I don't know how you guys reacted to. I knew that Francis could hear everything in terms of what the FBI was doing. He's hacking in their phones, that kind of thing. But when they were in the auditorium having that secret talk, I was really upset. I was like, I paused it and I was like, Courtney, like, do you see this? Like, I'm losing it because it's like, how is the FBI supposed to win? Like, they can't actually do anything if Francis literally hears every step. Like, they have these files, they had this whole plan. And from the beginning, I was like, this isn't gonna work. He heard it all. He's got you guys trapped.
They have to be smarter. They have to be smarter. And I think they tried. Actually, they tried to be a little smarter at the gas station when they were following that one guy. That was way too easy for the FBI to be like, follow him, we've tracked him down, we're gonna find the kids.
It's like, no.
And I was so happy to see that Agent Dunn and Finley went against that, and then they went to investigate to see like, okay, why is he coming to a gas station if he's like on this mission? Like, why do you need gas?
You had time to stop.
Yeah, like you should have filled up for your gas before you did this. So I thought that was cool. But at the end of the day, they went into the gas station and they still didn't get anything. Like, they were completely put in his trap, and fortunately they stayed around long enough to where they could actually follow the person that was going to lead them to the kids. But then it also seems too easy for that too. Like, does this person not know that they know where he is, or like that he, basically fooled them? I don't know. It's really interesting how the FBI and the CIA are
working.
Yeah.
And it didn't actually end up being easy because they followed him to the next destination, and then we saw was it Kaz? Kaz was Kaz? Kaz?
Yeah, Kaz was
That's a terrible name, no offense. Yeah, I'm like, no, that's terrible. But okay, so Kaz, who was one of the kidnappers, him and Agent Finley got in a huge fight, and it led to Agent Finley having the decision between, should he kill this guy and end his life and move on, send a statement to the kidnappers like, we got you, or should he save one kid? And I thought that was such an interesting, parallel, because he could be the hero in that situation, kill this guy, at least we got somebody, but it's kind of pointless because if you kill him, you get nothing.
Yeah, like there's another kid gone, you gotta go tracing those. No, that's not
I thought
worth
that was
it.
that shows, I mean, I feel like if Meg was put in that situation, she'd be like, is the kid Amber? No? All right.
Kill him.
Yeah. I mean, and that's terrible. So I think Agent Finley and Agent Dunn are the perfect people to be doing this because they're not superly emotionally invested necessarily, but they know, they have a real
I think Agent Finley loves his job. And that really shows. Out of everyone else in this whole Secret Service thing, he is so dedicated. And I think it's because he's so fresh to it, and he's doing a great job. I mean, they're making some rookie moves, but they're doing the best that they can.
Like, some things I'm like, you got, like, I really have to go back to the fact that they thought that dummy house was it. Like, I cannot.
It was so obvious that it was not.
I can't believe that that's what they really thought. I feel like they were
and then like they were all coming in like, okay, we got it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, no.
Like, and they said every single FBI agent they had to go after it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you should have split it up. You should have half to stay with, Agent Dunn and Agent Finley, something else, because it was just too.
They're just getting pigeonholed at this point, like into a complete corner, and then like the whole everything else is in the complete opposite area.
In the opposite area.
You would think that they would start noticing the patterns by now, but I mean, I guess they're just so focused on like every little piece of evidence they get, they think like that's it. Like, this is a huge plan that's been thought out. Like, you can't think that he's gonna let that be the way that he gets found.
Exactly. Like no. Just come to the house, you guys. We're open. It's like,
this man sees all, hears all, knows all. Why? Why do you think?
Francis, I kind of hate you, man.
Yeah,
I hate that
annoying
kid.
fly on the wall.
Yeah, he's
that
terrible.
You can't kill. You know those bugs that you can't kill? No.
I think Beth Ann might kill it.
No.
I feel like the dog. I'm just saying. I don't know what y'all think, but
that would be interesting to see if she has anything to do with like stopping Francis.
I believe it, because if we're gonna start talking about Beth Ann, let's go ahead and transition to the kids.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think this was a really interesting way to see what's going on in the house. So we've talked a lot about what's going on outside, how the FBI is handling things, the CIA, what's going on with the kidnappers, but we haven't really talked about the kids and how they're dealing with this hostage situation. At least for this episode. They're going crazy. They're going mad. And as they should be. You know, like this is a crazy.
They've been held hostage for a while
for a minute now.
They're like these rich kids. They're not used to that. Like
right? They're like, what? The backyard's in my room. Like, what's happening? Exactly. I mean, I don't know if they're that bad. Let me.
Yeah. No, but we're talking about the president's son. Come on now.
But see, the funny part is Kyle is still one of my favorites. This episode, he kind of irritated me, but not in a bad way. Like he irritated me because like he's just always trying to be the hero.
I love that about him though.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I just wish he would like consult his plans better. Like it's very like. You know, I mean, he's a kid, so
he doesn't need to consult anybody anymore. Beth Ann ratted him out, and she
cares though.
Okay, no, but you go to daddy who you don't even speak to. That was a wrong move.
Oh, but come on, if you were trapped, if you hadn't talked to your dad for 5 years, you're trapped in a hostage situation. I mean, he's the only one that actually knows who you are.
I know, but like she has such a better relationship with Ian. Well, Ian's going kind of crazy. She can't console with him.
Exactly.
But she could have went to anyone else dealing with this, but she's gone to her dad who just is magically disappearing like every day. And
that's what I want to know.
Why is she not putting 2 and 2 together?
How could she put 2 and 2 together?
Unless she's smarter.
I'm waiting for the teacher to come out and like surprise me with something. Like I know that's weird, but we didn't see him this episode at all, and I don't like. I felt weird about it because I feel like not that he's a huge vital part, but while he's there, he does his part. As you know, as a teacher protecting Amber, or whatever weird things going on. So I'm waiting for someone to figure out like an adult version, and since he's the closest we got. Have him be like, where's Francis? What's going on? You don't think so?
That chubby kid got it last week with the dream.
That is true. Oh, that is so true.
That kid is psychic. He's on it. He is on it.
Hey, Francis, I had a dream that you were kind of the kidnapper. I was like, oh my gosh, can someone catch this? That was amazing. Yeah.
It was real slick.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say about these? Oh, Kyle. I thought that it was cool that he's still being like the ringleader, but he's taking like, he's starting to show that he's still a kid. Like, let me set the place on fire and let's see if the smoke will go everywhere. Like, they've planned this a little bit better. I'm sure that this place is in an area where that smoke is not going to travel very far. So you just wasted all your clothes, all your time.
Amber took her jacket off. I was like, oh, girl, that was probably like, $1,000. I was like, take that, put that back on. Like, what?
Everyone wants to be a hero. So, like, I don't know. They're kind of banding together, which is good, but it's just like, guys, like I didn't think that was the best plan. Like, let's bust a window, let the smoke go. And
but you know what? Like you said, they're kids, and for an amateur move, like at this point, I would have been like in a corner. I mean, I would not even be coming up with plans. I mean, I'd just be praying, like in a corner. Like I wouldn't have much. There wouldn't be much for me. Like fires and breaking, absolutely not.
No,
I wouldn't even be on that level.
That's when that what is it? The survival of the fittest. You are not going to be in that corner.
No, I probably would though. I would seriously wear like the cutest outfit and I'd be in the corner.
You would be a hostage for how long? Your outfit would not be cute anymore. You would be filthy. So.
I mean, I guess because that's what impressed me about him this episode. It just made me mad that it didn't work, or like how he planned it didn't work, and how mad he got at Beth Ann for trying to protect him. Like that was irritating because he was like, did you do this? Like, I'm gonna figure this out anyway. And I'm like, obviously she cares about you.
Yeah, but she also took advice from the person who's doing all of this. So like, she had no clue, but like, don't trust your dad.
Yeah.
Who
you
thinks
were really
that?
Like serious about that. I mean, I know that if I was in that situation, my dad would I'd be like, wow, this is really our second chance. Like that's how you would think about it. You know what I mean? So I totally understand where she's coming from. And it's not like she's overly consulting her dad, but he definitely swooped in at the perfect time. She was like teary-eyed and emotional and trying to figure out, and he just, you know what I mean?
He's
like
soaking this up. I mean, again, part of this whole mastermind plan is for him to get closer to Beth Ann.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's just crazy that like you're manipulating all of these people, you're manipulating your daughter to get closer to her, like, and then at the end he's just like, like this is the first time.
I was gonna say,
oh my god, he was like this. You never have talked to me like this. Like it's been a week and you're coming to me. Like that's just the crazy.
That was basically the line to tell us that. Wow, like his plan is working the way he wants it. He's getting closer to his daughter. If he gets out, when he gets out, I mean, he's the one who is creating it. So when he gets out and let's say Widener doesn't tell, the wife who it is, she's going to feel very sympathetic for him and the family's going to be back together. I mean, if they never catch him, which they will, you better.
They
will. But if they don't, then he gets his happy family. And I think that's a weird, twisted bottom line.
Okay, so what do you think about Widener snitching on him? Like, how would that wouldn't that benefit everyone if he went ahead and told everyone that it's Francis? Or is there something in it for him?
Exactly. There has to be. That's what I was saying, because I don't understand why Widener has this information. He's sure who it is. He said Francis Gibson with boldness. And that was like freaking me. I'm like, you know exactly who it is and you're not doing anything but telling Meg? Like, what about, you have the FBI at your fingertips.
That first episode with that flashback has, we're going to see more into that. Like, there's something that happened in that conversation that is making him hold that information. Like, they are working against each other. But
it also only matters if Widener actually knows where Francis is. Because I'm like, if he tells everyone and none of them actually know where he is, it doesn't matter. Like, you can know the kidnap. I mean,
unless he has no clue where he is.
Exactly.
But he knows who it is.
Who it is. Well, I mean, okay, like, we can know who it is, but like, now what?
Exactly.
So
because Francis has this whole like mastermind plan, like to a T. Like like I said, plan A, B, C, D, F. Like, skip over E.
I mean, he left you guys in the dust, okay? Like, you're not, everyone else is not even comparison. That's what I'm saying. I was getting upset by how smart Francis is, and it's just like, you're the worst character in this show. And it makes me really mad.
Yes, but Meg is like, there's no way it's Francis. She was like, he's just not even, it doesn't seem like he's qualified for this.
That was such a perfect line.
But see, that's what he wants them to think, like that I'm not qualified. He's trying to prove something at this point. So
I mean, he got the glasses and the button-down plaid shirt going for him. So
his character type screams geek.
Exactly. So. He has a long, like, scruffy hair, like, kind of doesn't comb it sometimes. It's like he has the perfect look of a person who is totally like innocent, but
and really getting his finger chopped off.
Perfect.
I can't believe that.
Good job, man. Yeah, you're still freaked out about that. I'm over it, you guys. Because I thought it was a perfect way to really set the tone.
No, it was.
But, so I think we should talk about Ian and how unfortunately sad he was this episode. He wasn't the powerful Ian I usually know and love. Last episode he kind of tripped up a little bit, and now this episode he's going a little serious. Crazy. Yeah, definitely.
Ian. Okay, so I think he's just having a typical teenage moment where he's
which he should.
He can't handle it anymore. Yeah. Like his girl doesn't love him. He's in a house, with these dirty clothes on. Like Ian is just having a typical breakdown. Now, what was interesting about this episode is that they didn't touch on the fact that those two kids, including Ian, were putting on the kidnapper's mask. I thought that was weird that they didn't touch on that.
They didn't.
No. So what's going on with that? Like, what do you think is going to even happen as far as that? Like, are they still planning this thing? Or?
I would definitely say that these kids, I don't want to get into predictions too early, but I definitely think that is going to be revisited. I mean, we can like tally all the things that we know are going to come back. Like, we know the wife's coming back, Francis' wife's come back soon. We know the relationship between Widener and Francis is going to take its toll. And we know that the kids have something cooked up. Like, and it won't be Kyle's version of cooked up. It'll be like something really crazy. I mean, we saw
something planned out.
Yeah, something
these
real.
These kids are smart. We have to remember.
Yeah.
No, they are.
Well, no, I meant they're not stupid. That's what I was like, no, they're not.
No, they have good genes. Like, they're passed down from like all these CEOs, secret. They're smart kids. Right. Spoiled, but smart.
But smart, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on the fact that on the lover situation with Jonas, like Meg and Jonas, I guess their history is like so deep, but like Jonas was a little obsessed. That kiss was too much for me.
The kiss was just like super unromantic and annoying.
It was forced. It was too much. It was heavy. It wasn't even like hot and heavy. It was just like heavy. Get off me.
It was more weird because Meg barely reacted. Like, he like grabs her back, her neck, and she's just like, she literally like her neck, the way it went out. I was like, this is awkward. Like, don't do that again.
I think Meg is popping those pills up from the company. Like, she had no emotions. She had no
feeling. She just like didn't actually. I was like, this is weird. Like, the guy that you're about to give him up. At least kiss the guy. I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't. It just made me feel weird.
She had to separate her feelings.
Which is fine because she sucks. But, I'm still, she's just, you suck. I'm sorry. Like, you just really made me mad this episode. Like, it's hard because I deal with this internal struggle when it comes to Meg. Because some days I'm like, look, you're a mom. I get it. And other days I'm like, you have people at your fingertips to help you solve this case. And you refuse to do it. You keep doing it your own way. And it is frustrating.
But do you really think that she's doing all of this for her daughter? Do you think that?
Maybe she's trying to protect herself because we know she's done some bad stuff.
Exactly. I'm starting to get the feeling that some of this does not have to do with Amber. This has to do with her career because she's going a little too deep compared to the other parents who are just like, being puppets and do as Francis says. I know she's not that dumb, but there's something else going on.
She also has more power than a lot of these parents. I mean, some of the parents...
not the president.
Yeah, and for some reason, they're not giving us a lot about what he's up to. I'm like, this is the president. He should be the most freaked out. Like, you know what's really weird? they haven't had one press conference. They haven't had one moment of anything. Like the president hasn't addressed. He hasn't come to the meetings. Like, why is he not involved? That's kind of weird.
I mean, that is a little weird.
I just never noticed that.
Because they keep talking about the kids on the news. Maybe they're trying to just say like, oh, it's happening in the background and let's focus on the story. But there has to.
You're the president.
Yeah, like, and then that was it. The 4th episode that she was talking to the first lady. Like, they need to come back. So that may be coming in a few upcoming episodes.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we're on episode 6, so it's not like, no rush necessarily. But
yeah,
I feel
just
like
things to think about.
If you're the president, we should have you address this. This is a crazy situation. Your son is taking a lot of other parents. I mean, a lot of other high-end parents. People who are important in the field and in the industry and whatever. So it's like, why wouldn't you address that situation? I feel like he's connected with a lot of them anyway. Why not have some kind of powwow?
Yeah,
so.
I mean, maybe he doesn't have the right words yet. It's kind of a tough situation.
Maybe.
A lot of people involved. So
sure.
Maybe that's why. Who knows?
We'll see. I want to go back to like you were talking about Meg and Jonas. I think it's really annoying. I didn't like the scene where like it was her apology basically. It was to me a little insincere. I'm sure she had to separate her feelings, whatever. But when she said,
horrible.
Yeah, she was like, I'm sorry. I was like, you're not sorry. You just gave up your lover.
Yeah,
like,
you just gave him up. He just threw him out there, meant nothing. And then you haven't seen the guy in over a year.
Exactly.
And this guy's like freaking out that he's even seeing you, and you're just like way too calm. Like, we don't see that she's a human until the end when she's crying over him, and we're like, oh, okay, well, maybe it was a little deeper than what we thought.
It was, but I think she used and manipulated the situation. The fact that he loved her so much and hadn't seen her in so long, and all of a sudden, they had that secret message board, which I thought was like adorable. But with that,
I thought it was a little creepy, but go ahead.
I thought it was cute because it's like, I mean, if you're gonna cheat and have some affair, why not do it in a real technique way?
See,
like, I know that's terrible, but
social media and internet thing is creepy to me.
Yeah, the fact that they could seriously like do a message board and like contact each other, they don't even have to like speak.
Secret code. This
very
is Morse
crazy.
code. It seemed like
very crazy. But she totally manipulated the situation and had him come out there knowing that he would, which is just so unfortunate, and then totally gave him up. And I thought that was really like, and there's no forewarning. Not that she should be like, hey, by the way, I'm going to give you up, but she didn't prep him or anything. She didn't. I don't get it.
I mean, there was no way to prep him. He probably wouldn't have shown up because he did not want to be ratted out to Widener.
Right.
But I think, I mean, obviously Widener is using Meg, but I think the FBI is using Meg. Meg is in the center of all of this, and I think she has a little separate thing on the side. Like, it's just too many different people trying to fulfill the same mission, and it's just not working. It's absolutely not working.
Yeah. I think her husband needs to find out eventually, because not that I want Meg to be unhappy. I don't hate you or anything. It's just, I don't hate her. I just think that her head's not screwed on completely right. Like, she's dealing with a lot. I get it. You're a mom. That goes back to my struggle, but I don't like her execution in terms of the case. I don't like the way she's handling it personally, and I don't like that she gave up Jonas. I'm not over it, but
I don't think you're gonna be over it.
I don't think because I really liked him. Like, dang, like, what the heck? And now we have to.
I didn't like him in the beginning, but that's until I found out he's not horrible.
Exactly. And once you find out a character is actually redeeming and trying to be like on the good side, I mean, I had a soft spot for him, so I feel like she didn't really give us a chance to like get to know him or care about him. She just gave him up, and now next time we see him, he'll be behind bars.
He'll be behind bars, but he's not done because they had that map from Jonas that they unraveled, and we'll see like how that even helps with the case. But like, what am I trying to say? Francis has more he has more knowledge than any of us even know.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Well, I think it would be interesting and kind of sad, but interesting to find out where her husband plays in this, because he seems really lax for no reason. Like we
don't really see much of him.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean it's your kid too in a sense. Like, I mean, she's your adopted child, so I feel like he should be just as emotional. But he knows his wife is a little bit more powerful in the sense is what I'm going for.
And he knows it's not his daughter. I don't know. Well, that doesn't even.
This shouldn't matter if you're raising her, but I mean, I don't know.
That's true. We don't know the backstory on that.
Yeah. So I would love to see kind of where he handles his emotions or how he's feeling about the case, and then if he ever finds out about Meg's affair.
I want him to go ballistic. I want him to go like
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he will, but it's like I don't think he will, because see how soft spoken he is, and
soft spoken all day, and you find out that your wife is cheating on you, and
then it's another story.
It is a completely different story.
This is true.
So.
This is true. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
Oh, no. Nothing more on their relationship. Maybe, I'm trying to think, maybe Finley. There was something that I liked about him this episode. and I can't even think of it at
I would
the
say
moment.
supportiveness for sure.
Yeah,
like he was
again, like we were saying earlier, he's just a great partner. But yeah, he's doing a good job. I think he could have done a little bit better in that fight. He got a little bruised up too much, though.
Oh man, that was pretty intense. But again, like I said, I think his choice to choose the kid versus just killing and being and ending his life showed his control for the situation and just how much, you know, his drive and where his head is at. Now we all know what he's feeling. He just wants to save the kids, and that's awesome.
Yes. What are you thinking about the CIA at this point? Because I think they can't be trusted.
Lord.
There was something I wrote down. Okay, it said, Francis wanted to use the program to defend the country, and then Widener is using the program to make his own hit squad.
Yep.
So I don't think, I mean, I know Widener can't be trusted, but I really don't think that the CIA can be trusted either, because they are going against everything the FBI is trying to do.
Right.
And I just don't know how that this is even going to help the case at this point. It seems like everyone is like starting their own something on the side. So, I mean, what are you thinking about the CIA?
I'm thinking that, like we said in episode, I think 4, the fact that the CIA had no problem shooting that parent, even though the parent was not armed, was obviously being a puppet, they knew what was going on, they had no problem shooting that parent and ending his life, that was my first signal to know that they're not the best. And when Francis called and said the CIA, that blood is on their hands, I was pretty much, and they didn't care. I don't feel like their reaction was like, oh my gosh, we did this, we hurt this out. Because if the FBI would have done that, we at least know Agent Dunn and Finley would have reacted. They would have felt bad. They would have consulted.
Some type of compassion.
Something. But the CIA is not handling that in a way that makes me feel like they're working together. I mean, we can kind of tell that they're pretty much, they're toe for toe. And they want to win, but they also, I feel like once they figure out that Francis is against them, they're going to go ballistic. Like, they're not even going to consult the FBI ever again. It's just going to be them and Francis. So I don't know. I don't trust them, especially because there's so much more split up. With the FBI, we see Agent Dunley, we see Agent Dunn, we see Olsen, we see where their head's at. We see that they're all together in this. Exactly.
Well, honestly, the FBI, I remember them being a little separate too, because Olsen, no, never mind. Okay, Olsen was saying stay away from Widener because he couldn't be trusted because he lied to him. So yeah, the FBI is stuck together like a family, and then the CIA is just like, I don't even think they know that they're all against each other at this point. So maybe that's just CIA protocol, because Francis is CIA, ex-CIA.
Exactly. So we would love to know what you guys think. So make sure you check us out on AfterBuzzTV.com. Also check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We're there. Make sure you leave us your comments, give us 5 stars, and rate us, because we love to read them and we love to see what's going on in your heads about all of these crazy characters. Also, make sure you download our app. It is on your iPhone and your Android, and it is free. So make sure you check us out on all of those different outlets.
Yep.
I think we should move into predictions.
Yeah.
And now,
I just love this. Like, every time. Do y'all see this crazy? I just love it. Like, I love the lights. It's great.
Okay, so what are you thinking for next episode?
Well, if you guys can see, like, you can't see our board, but we write down, like, kind of what we're going to talk about. And for predictions, I just wrote, because that's how I feel right now. Like, I'm just like, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Yes.
That's where my head is.
My prediction is that the kids are about to just go crazy with these masks and be like some, secret kidnappers.
Right.
I think that they're executing a great plan. I hope it's great, because if they flop, I'm just going to be so disappointed. But I think that's going on with the kids. And any other predictions from you?
I think that because Kyle and Francis had that discussion at the end of the episode where Francis approached Kyle and said, hey, I know we were going to talk about that, but we can. we have some stuff that we're going to see more of next episode, I'm sure. So Francis approached Kyle and said, "Hey, if you want a better plan, we should work together." Ironic as crap, sucks because
no, and that was one of my predictions. I wrote it down. I just didn't read. My prediction is that Francis is trying to rally together these kids.
Absolutely,
he's gaining the trust from Kyle. He's gaining the trust from his daughter, and these are the 2 people that are really keeping the kids together. If you gain their trust, you pretty much gain everyone else's trust. So now, like, the kids are about to be on this Francis army.
Yep,
like, he is so smart,
which is really
sickening.
Twisted, because it's like, okay, how many armies can this kid have? Like, and I keep calling Francis a kid because he annoys me, but really he's like a grown man just, playing as a crazy, like, parent, chaperone / like evil person.
He's psychotic.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's going to be really interesting to see how his relationship plays out with Kyle, or if Kyle finds out Francis. I think one of the kids, at least, if it's not Kyle, if it's not Beth Ann, it might be Ian.
It's a psychic.
It might be Amber. One of them is gonna like look. Maybe it's the psychic kid. you guys know the kid who got like what happened to him?
He got
sick
caught a concussion.
Yeah,
and then woke up and then just was brilliant.
Yes, and so one of them is gonna find him out next episode, or at least start to, and really have a real emotion. The kid that we saw have a moment. Okay, that was one moment we haven't revisited, but I'm hoping that either Kyle or Beth Ann get a moment.
I don't want Beth Ann to find out. I think she's going to take it upon herself to hurt either herself or her dad.
I know.
She would lose.
She might not handle it well.
No, she would not. And she's finally getting some like life in her. She's not as emo anymore. So I don't know. We'll see which one it is, but I really hope it's like Ian or someone that can like be a middleman. Because if it's Beth Ann, that's a little too close to home.
It's going to be a little crazy. I also could predict that Joel, Agent Dunn's ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, whatever the case is with him, is going to come in this episode. I really hope he does.
Yes, I hope he does too. I just hope he's not with any of these Secret Service agencies, because I'm like, can we please have something outside of all of this drama? I mean, it's going to be drama still, but like...
But it'll be different drama. It'll be cool to see her and her emotional state and her family state and her, you know, what's going on with her. So... I'm excited. I think it'll be great. So you guys let us know what you think. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at OneTakeStace. And where can they find you, girlie?
And you can find me, Courtney Tezeno, at Teznos on Instagram and Twitter. Sorry for that.
So we'll see you guys next week here at 11 o'clock for Crisis.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.